for the overtime and opening up the fire station here. And I just heard you mention about the ambulance service. Now, we all know we don't want our houses to burn, but what's more important to us when we go to work every day is to know that the family we just left behind is going to be safe. That our parents, our aging parents, if there's a heart attack, that we're going to get response relatively quickly. The house can burn, we can build it again. As much as I want to have the house there, I feel for the people who have aging parents and children that are left behind, and they don't know if they're going to be safe way out here in Never Never Land. The question is, how many firefighters do we need to have on duty to at least keep our own ambulance on duty so that we can make this $918,750 in revenue that's on page 7. If we are not opening the West Gloucester station, which is the station that has to be open before we can be open, if that's not open, then we don't have an ambulance running. Is that true?
Pretty much. If we can close West Gloucester with 12 people in headquarters, and what happens is you still have rescue on run. You drop one more person, they're done.
Okay, so if we drop one more person, then we have to call an outside ambulance to come in and pick up. Now that's revenue. It's penny wise and pound foolish. All we have to do is hire one more person back to get our own ambulance back on. So I'm concerned about this revenue figure, Mayor Kirk.
Well, it's, you know, the ambulance isn't a cash business. There's an appropriation for overtime, and when it's gone, unless there's a counter appropriation on revenues coming in the middle of that year. So, you know, it's not like there's some bank account that we can go to fund that overtime to let that run go in a fiscal year. It doesn't work that way. So we've appropriated, let's say, $5 million, and the revenue coming in is $1 million. So the $1 million, let's say, is gone the first 3 months of the year, and then the city is paying for the rest of the year.
Well, I agree with you that we should have the paramedics, and I agree with you on that portion of it, but I think we need to keep a better eye on at least having manning so that we can keep our ambulances running and trying to get some revenue back into the city instead of letting it go to Beauport or someone else. And no offense against Beauport, they do a great job.
I just want to give you a quick number here. So if what Clinton's saying is true, that under the existing contract to fund the positions that are necessary to run with all stations open, with no overtime, 32 people by about $60,000 per person. When you add in benefits, it's $1.8 million. Tell me where I'm cutting that. Am I cutting it from the schools? Am I just going to get rid of the DPW altogether? That's where that conversation goes, unfortunately. So, Frank?
But I think that you just skipped over Christine's question, which is a tough one.
Right.
Because we happen to have a fireman's union representative here who doesn't want to hear it. But the question is, if you want to expand your capabilities of servicing the community, she suggests a volunteer component, not a replacement, a component. So Rockport does this very successfully. They don't pay all these guys who are carpenters and plumbers or whatever, and they hear the bell go off, they jump in their truck and they go and help out. They might get paid for that, but they don't get paid when they're not getting not work.
And I appreciate the fine tuning there on the component, because I think in a city the size of Gloucester with the commercial base that we